Morning guys, so for today's stretching routine, we're going to do a bit of an overall body routine. So we're going to start with the shoulders and the upper back and move into the wrists a little bit. So what I want you to do is we're going to start in a child's pose. So sitting your bum back towards your heels, hands out nice and long. And then I want you to turn your lower body on an angle so we open up through that side. So from your hip all the way through to the shoulder, we get a nice lengthening stretch out. And then we switch sides and point the other way, open up the other side. So we'll repeat that a few times through. So just in your own pace, keep the hands where they are and just shift the angle of the hips off. Really lengthen out through the side of that body. And then we're going to come up to all fours, okay? So we're going to work through the wrists. So often this is an area that I see in clients that can get quite tight and uncomfortable and even weak as well. So we're going to start just lifting up to the fingertips and then stretching down palms to the floor. Okay, so this is a good warm up. Bit of strength through here, bit of mobility combination. And then we're going to slowly walk the palms, so spread your fingers out and we'll walk the palms slowly around in a circle, little step moving the fingers around all the way until they're pointing back towards your knees. To put the stretch on more, you can lean back a bit, or if it's too much, you can take your shoulders forward to your wrists, and then we'll slowly walk them back, and we'll take our weight over the wrist that we're balancing on as we release the other one. And then we'll just give them a little bit of a counter stretch. So the opposite way, back of the hand, straighten the arm, and we'll just floss by rotating the shoulder left and right. And then do the same on the other side, back of the palm, a little bit of flossing through there. And then we'll just roll the wrists out. The other way. So we're going to move into the shoulders now. So we're going to do some scap push-ups. So hands directly under your hips. Drop your trunk, let your shoulder blades come together, and then push it up. So we're working on getting the shoulder blades to glide along the rib cage. Quite often they can get quite stuck. That whole shoulder area can get really tight and the shoulder girdle just gets stuck against the rib cage. So this is a good one just to encourage a little bit of movement and gliding through there. And then we're going to add a little bit of spinal flexion and extension. Okay, so looking up, tilting the bum up to the air, and then rounding and just flowing through there, stretching the abdominals as you look up, rounding the back as you look down. And we can take some angles on it. So just be a little bit explorative with this one. So if you find an angle that feels a bit tighter for you, work into it, adjust the speed to what feels good. If it feels good to give it a hold, or if it feels good just to keep it moving and flowing. And then we're going to stretch the neck. So keep the shoulders back away from the ears. Stretch the neck to the right side. Stretch it off to the left side. Alternate it through for a few times. And then we're going to change position to sitting on your butt, hands behind you. So in this position, you're going to have the feet about shoulder width apart, and I'm going to start to have your bum bit forwards, and I want you to do some shoulder rolls, okay? So essentially your trunk's going to be moving on the inside of the shoulder girdle, because the shoulder girdle is attached to the arm, which is fixed to the ground. So we're rolling the shoulders by moving the trunk. So again, this is a great one to free up the shoulders and unglue them from the rib cage. And then we'll change directions. And then bring the hands in a little bit closer, and we're going to let our trunk drop down so our shoulders come up to our ears, and then we're going to grow tall, lift your bum off the floor. So let yourself sink down and then push into the ground to lift the crown of your head as tall as you can. So activating the muscles that pull the shoulders down away from the ears. So if you ever get tension headaches, your shoulders feel really tight and stiff from a day at sitting in a computer or driving long distance, this is a good one to activate the muscles that pull them back down. Apology guys, I recorded a few more minutes worth of the video, and I realised that the recording had stopped because my phone was full of videos. Alright, so continuing on from where we were at, we're gonna lift the butt just off the floor, and I want you to start to do some circles with the hips. So think about drawing a circle and change directions, other way. And we're going to go forwards and back. And even side to side. And then from here, you can either do this one with your butt on the floor, and then we're going to reach over towards the floor on the other side. Reach over. I say towards because you might not be able to reach the floor. So you can just reach towards it, or if you can get it, go for it, touch it. You can also do this one with the hips off the ground, which is a little bit harder, so pick which suits you better. And then we're going to move into a cobra. Okay, so I want you to lay on your belly, and we're going to lift, push your hands into the floor, so just a little bit wider than your shoulders. Relax the trunk, back down, and then lift the hands off the floor. And then back up, try and get a little bit higher. Don't force it. Back down, lift the hands off the floor again. One more time. A little bit higher if the range is available today. And then back down again. Hold. We're going to tuck the toes into the floor. Have the hands just a little bit wider than your shoulders, and we're going to lift the hips up and back. I want you to focus on keeping the back straight. Knees can be slightly bent. depending on how tight you are. Draw the heels towards the floor, and then we're going to step one leg up, reach to the sky, down, switch, other leg up, reach to the sky. You can have the back knee on the ground, that's okay. If you're finding it hard to lift that back knee off, back, hips up and back, and repeat. Forwards, reach to the sky, down, step back, switch legs, reach to the sky, back, finish. One more big long hold in down dog. And then slowly lower the knees down towards the ground. And we're going to shift to laying on our back. So we're going to finish up with a longer hold. We're going to go for a couple of minutes. This one is called Happy Baby, the yoga pose. So a few options. If you can reach your feet, grab the outsides of your feet, and we're going to hold like so. If you can't reach your feet, you can just pause the video, go and get yourself a tea towel, wrap it around your foot, hold it with your hands, or you can even just hold. I find it's better to either have a tea towel, so something attached to your foot. You can hold the ankle, but you won't get as good a stretch. So we're going to grab and hold. Okay, so I want you to try and keep your bum on the floor. So we're using the floor as like a reference point to keep our back in a nice straight alignment. Sinking our knees towards the floor. So you might feel this as a deep groin stretch or a hamstring back of the leg stretch. And I want you to just focus on your breathing. So deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth slowly. And each time you do that, try and relax a little bit deeper into the stretch on the exhale. Minute and a half. And then slowly release it. Cycle the legs out a little bit. And we'll just give them a little windscreen wiper left and right, just to get some blood flow back into the fold of the hips. All right, very good, guys. Hopefully, just get up and move around a little bit, see how your body feels, pay attention to it, and hopefully it feels a lot freer and looser. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.